Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm building with the new expansion pack, Businesses and Hobbies. And I'm building a sort of lounge bar space in my Black Widow save. This is a business that my Black Widow sim is going to own so she can meet sims and potentially marry them and steal their money. And then also in the process collect their grave for her grave collection in her basement. But I was really excited to build with this new pack because I am absolutely obsessed with this type of architecture. It's very much Dutch inspired, and I want to visit that part of Europe so bad. Also, this lot is my favorite one in Nordhaven. I am saying that having only seen this lot and a different one in this part of the world. But I love the view of the canal and this just being in the middle of town. It's just is a dream, really. But as you can see, the build is very much underway. I do cut out a lot of it because I was super indecisive with this build. I started off with a green roof and then different colored bricks on it, but it wasn't the vision I had wasn't really working. So then I just did to copy the buildings that were around it, and I liked it a lot better. I just went with a simple black roof and then these three colors. But the goal for this business was to have a lounge with a room for sleeping. Because I wanted my sim to open this up at night and then have it open until the morning. So your sims could come and dance and drink and then maybe take a little nap or go to sleep in the bed. But upon playtesting it and honestly just really playing the pack for the first time, I quickly learned that having sleep as an option for your business is a bad idea because that is all the Sims seem to want to do. They didn't really use the bar. Poor Becca was just standing there doing absolutely nothing, getting paid to just stand there. They didn't really use the dance floor upstairs. They didn't use the DJ booth. They were, however, using the coffee bar that I put in. But other than that, all they wanted to do was nap on my couches and then sleep and nap on the bed upstairs. Also, I don't know if this is like a bug with this new pack, but people just kept coming to my business just incredibly stinky. Like I had three Sims show up, and when they walked into the door, they just immediately started to stink. Like it was so weird. Like there was nothing that they could have like had happened to them to where they would be stinky. Also, not to mention, my game is now just flooded with paparazzi. They are really everywhere, just taking pictures of non-famous Sims all the time. Like, my Sim will be at the bar, and then the paparazzi will be behind her taking pictures. And even though my Sim is a one-star celebrity, they are not taking pictures of her. They're taking pictures of the random Sim who isn't even famous sitting next to her. Like it's actually becoming quite annoying. Like even when I was playtesting this, there was paparazzi outside just taking pictures of nothing. Like there were no Sims in the general area. They were just taking pictures. But then a famous Sim came walking out and then they started taking pictures of her. It's just so bizarre. I just hope it's something that isn't just happening in my game, though it could be something that's just happening in my game. But I hope it's something that they can potentially look into because it is really annoying. Um, but moving on back to this build, you'll see me jump around quite a lot. This is my second time building with this pack. I had originally done a different build on this lot in a different save, but I didn't record a single thing. I was going to start recording, but it just didn't happen. And then I got literally all the way through building it, all the way through putting in floors, wallpapers, and then I started furnishing and realized that I wasn't recording. This is the second build. And basically, I was still trying to figure out where things were in the menu, and I also was just looking at every single item in depth. I didn't really use these modern windows and doors on that first build. I was trying to go for more of like a traditional looking house. Um, and also, I kind of just didn't really know like what aesthetic I wanted this building to be. My Black Widow sim, whose name is Camille Widania, her house is very elegant and modern, but she also lives in a McMansion, so that house is just kind of a hodgepodge all over the place. Um, but I wanted her business to kind of reflect that, but also I kind of wanted to build something that could be easily interchangeable for players. So if you wanted to download this, you could just like easily swap stuff out, change the color of swatches and stuff to make it look how you wanted it to look. So to compromise, I mostly used the new furniture that came in this pack, but I made it with like a lot of dark colors to give it more of that like elegant nighttime clubby vibe. I also used a lot of LED light strips. Those ones, I think that they came with high school years. And then I used just about every single neon light possible we got in the game. But the ones that are in like the picture category, not the ones that are in the wall decoration category, if that makes sense. Um, but here we're going to see me working on the floor plan. Up here on this building in the right, like the beige building, up there is where I have the bedroom, and I put 2 toilets upstairs. This was supposed to be like a hotel cafe area, which I only showed decorating the downstairs because I completely changed that upstairs area, like I said, after I had playtested it and found out that sleeping just wasn't really something I should do. And unfortunately, I did not show the change I made in this video. Um, like, there's no evidence of me furnishing that side. Like, you'll see it when I'm working on like the dance area with the DJ booth and the dance floor, but you will not see me actually decorate it because I cut it out because when I uploaded this to the gallery, I just completely changed the top floor. And nor will you see me decorating the top floor with the new stuff because I just forgot to record it. Um, but you will see me here decorating the downstairs with the coffee shop, which I think it looks cute. It's functional with the way that I had it set up. It's just, I really kind of struggled with, this was where I was trying to figure out the style of the build. I put the little coffee bar over here. I kind of put it under the stairs, and I was a little worried that it wasn't going to be functional because it's under the stairs, but it actually works great. Sims do come up and buy cupcakes and coffee nonstop all the time. Also, this is the door to the bar and like dance area, so I put like a little bar drink above it, and then I put this little sign thing above the door to indicate that this was supposed to be like the hotel cafe, but then it just ends up becoming a cafe. But this is where I'm trying to figure out what kind of style I wanted to go for. So here's I'm using one of the new love seats from the pack. Um, I think I use a lot of city living art in here. I tried to limit the packs that I was using in here, but then just quickly got out of hand really, really fast. I don't think I used quite as much as I like normally would. I think mostly use City Living, Love Struck, um, and Life and Death. Also, I did go out and I went and I bought the Everyday Clutter Kit, the bathroom kit, and then I also got a little Simsies Cozy Gamer kit as well. Along with the Book Nook kit, I also got the Book Nook kit too. I know I said that I wasn't gonna buy kits, but I was kind of talked into buying them, so I bought them. And let me tell you, I don't know what I was doing without them before. Uh, but here in this cafe area is where I thought about putting the kiosk for a little bit. I thought about using this really fancy one. I don't end up putting it in here, nor do I end up using this one. I end up just using the regular one instead. I do keep this little seating area, and you will see me pull this plant in particular out a million times because like I just want to use it because it's so weird and different than any of the other plants that we got. Unfortunately, it does not make an appearance in this build at all. But here I am moving the ticket kiosk, and swapping around these chairs. I was actually afraid that the chairs were going to be in the way of the stairs, but they're not. Um, uh, while playtesting the business, I also was just playtesting the build in general, and everything works flawlessly. And that's not a joke. Everything actually does work flawlessly. The only thing I had to go in and fix was the ticket kiosk. I put two of them, and then using move objects, I like pushed them together, but it made one of them inaccessible. So then I got like a little pop up that said the ticket kiosk wasn't accessible. So then I just had to delete one of them and put one of them in there, but it works completely fine. Um, I decided to use this fancy chandelier in here, in this black color. Uh, I feel like my sim probably would have bought that just because she thinks she needs it. She's one of those sims where she's like, meh, why not have it? So, currently in the challenge, I'm doing like a different take on the Black Widow challenge. Where like normally with the Black Widow challenge, you have a sim, she meets someone, she gets married to them, steals their money, and kills them, lives in their house, etc., 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 until you get to 10 sims. Well, I decided that my sim was going to buy a lot, and the entire house was going to be empty. And she has a job, but the money that she uses from her job can only be used to further decorate the outside of the house. It cannot be used to decorate the rooms on the inside, so it can only be used to do cosmetic things on the outside. She can only use the money from her spouses to decorate the inside. That money cannot be used to decorate the outside. And also, to add a little bit of a challenge, I have a wheel with a bunch of rooms on it, and I spin the wheel to decide what spouse is going to fund what room, and I can only use their funds for that one room. So if I get a sim that has like $50,000 and I spin half bath on the bottom floor, and my bottom floor half bath is only 4 tiles, I can only furnish that 4 tile room with that $50,000, and then the rest of that money has to go into the vault. And let me tell you, I have gotten a lot of money from some Sims, and I've gotten some ridiculous spins on that wheel. At my Sim, she does not have a kitchen. She has a master bedroom, master bathroom, a secondary bedroom. She's got all the hallways decorated. She's got a formal sitting room, and she's got the basement bathroom. She does not have a kitchen. She does not have a living room. She does not have an office. My girl is out here struggling. She has to constantly go over to the park and use the grill in the Newcrest neighborhood just to get some food. Every single time I get a spouse, I hope and pray that I roll the kitchen, and I just don't. Don Lothario, $1 million baby here, he got me a dining room. So now I have a dining room. Still no kitchen. Very unfortunate. I can't even reach the dining room either. Because also part of the thing is I can only add doors into rooms that I've spun and I have access to. If I don't have access to them, they don't get a door. So my Sim's out here struggling. So I decided that she'd own a business, and this business is where she can meet the Sims, but also this money can go toward making the house on the outside look good, because right now it's kind of a hot mess. I'm still trying to figure out the colors on the outside. It's like all white with some brick accents, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Anyway, let's talk about this build for a second. Right now I'm finishing the bar area. It's very dark, very moody. I used the bar from Love Struck. I used some Dine Out, little olives and accessories, also some fruit bowls here. I put the knife block, so it looks like they could cut up the lemons and the limes for the drinks. Also put some paper towels over here too. But this is just a little tiny bar area. I actually struggled a lot to put paintings up on this wall. Did not know what I wanted to put up there. It was a big struggle. Also, lighting was a struggle in here too. But I figured it out in the end. I used two pictures from Love Struck. I put the legs over here and then the lips are on the other side. It took me like 10 minutes to find a painting. It was actually kind of ridiculous. Um, Also, burglar alarms. Gonna need those just in case. Don't know why a burglar would come and rob your business while it's open, but you never know. I Funny story about burglars though. When my Black Widow sim didn't actually have any access to her house, she had a tent outside when she was when with her first husband Bjorn Bjergsen. R.I.P. to him, he drowned. Um, they were sleeping in the tent, and Robin Banks showed up to rob my sim, but she didn't have anything to steal, so she just kind of showed up and then like left the lot. It was kind of funny. Haven't seen her come back since. Haven't seen a burglar since, so I'm probably due for a burglar any day now. But here on the far left side of the building is basically the foyer for the bar and the dance room upstairs. There's the ticketing kiosks that I mess around with later on when I find out that they don't actually work. Also in this area, there is an entrance to the staff area, which basically just has like has a fridge, a dishwasher, a counter, and then like a couch in there, kind of a little mini break room, I guess. And like with all the rest of the build, I really did struggle decorating this one too. I think it's because the walls are like the medium wall height, and I normally only build with like the small wall height because the tall walls and the medium walls just feel so vast and empty, and I really struggle with decorating them. Um, Especially with a build like this because it's not supposed to feel like the walls aren't supposed to be overcrowded with stuff. It's supposed to feel elegant. It's supposed to feel like intimate, but like you can't really achieve that well with like really super tall and medium height walls. But I did my best. Um, and what I think is really funny about this Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack coming out is, ironically, before I knew about this pack, I had uploaded a build to my gallery that was a bar with like a painting studio upstairs. Um, I can now actually make a sim and have them actually own that now and run it as intended, which I think is really neat. I mostly just built that one because I was bored and I had the idea in my head and I built it, and I think it looks really sick. It's on my gallery right now. I mostly just really built it though to like go on a date so I could use the Love Struck create a date system so your Sims would have some fun things to do. Um, but with this pack in particular, I just think there's so much potential for some like really cool gameplay to be had with this pack. Like you can do so many things. I've seen so many people building cat cafes, which is honestly something I knew was gonna like happen. The second I heard about this pack, I was like, cat cafes are gonna be all over. And trust me, I want to build one, but I know everybody else is building one, so I'm not gonna build one quite yet. But here is the uh, dance floor upstairs. I used the one from the recent 25th anniversary event. I hadn't used it yet, so I thought now would be a good time to. I end up changing the color. I make it the pink and purple. I put a lot of these lights from Get Together out. I also use I think it's the base game. Yeah, these base game studio ceiling lights. I wanted to have like a cool like club vibe, if that makes sense. Um, I honestly, I was experimenting here. I wanted to know like what kind of businesses you could put together would make sense, what businesses together wouldn't make sense. A hotel and a lounge dance club bar doesn't really make sense, at least in The Sims. It doesn't really work as intended. Uh, but you know, The Sims is all about experimenting and finding out what works, what doesn't work, it's really interesting in that way. And also with my LED lights that I have in here, because you can see I'm putting up a bunch of the neon signs now. I'm going absolutely crazy with those. Before I upload this to the gallery, and then I do my screenshots and stuff, I change all the lights to like purples and pinks and blues. So it's very like moody, very dark. Um, but we're really coming to the end of this build now. There's not really that much left for me to do other than find something to put on this wall, which I put I think I put the spa day mirrors up. Yeah, I put the spa day light up mirrors. I was going to use the one from this pack, but it wasn't big enough, and these ones were like big and long and rectangular. I put black curtains on the windows, the new ones that came with the Businesses and Hobbies pack. I think they're really great curtains. I'm probably going to end up using these a lot, especially on like smaller windows. I mean, they look good on those big windows, but like realistically, they wouldn't cover that much of the window. But out here, I just do a little seating area with the kissy lip couches and chairs from Love Struck, because after all, this is a place for my Black Widow sim to romance potential spouses while also earning money at the same time. And like I said, right now, she is married to Don Lothario, who had $1 million. Million simoleons. Robbed him of all of that. Left the Caliente sisters with like 5,000 simoleons. But with that, we have reached the end of this speed build. I hope you enjoyed it. Didn't really talk a whole lot about the build, though that's been the trend for like the past few builds that I've done. I really can't wait to build more with this pack and actually get into some gameplay with it. I really want to try out the tattoo career. I think that would be really fun. But if you do like this build and you want to download it, it's up on my gallery. Just search for Lisa Marie 23. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!